In our previous video, we started a journey to find out the answer of one question, that is how we can locate a place on the surface of the earth, or how Google Map do that for us. Now, in this regard, one video I have already made. If you have not watched that video, then the link of that video I have given on the description box of this video. Please follow that link and watch the video, otherwise you won't be able to understand this. So, in that video also I have already said that why this question arises. The question arises due to the spherical shape of the earth, as it is difficult on a spherical shape or on a spherical object to find out one or locate one particular point or place. That is why this question arises. And to solve this problem, some imaginary lines have been drawn on the surface of the earth. So about how many in this imaginary line, two sets of imaginary lines have been drawn. One set we have already discussed in our last video. In this video, we will discuss about the another set of line. So, what is that another set of line? That are the meridians or lines of longitude. You can see I have written here. So, this is the topic of today's video. Meridians or lines of longitude. And the other set of line which we have already discussed, that is parallels or lines of latitude. Now, after about the parallels, we know that parallels are complete circle, and these have drawn from west to east direction on the surface of the earth, and these are all parallel lines. Parallel or latitudes or lines of latitudes, all are parallel lines drawn parallelly to the equator. Equator is the 0-degree latitude. Now, the question first arises that after having one set of line, why we need another set of line? If we have drawn parallels or lines of latitudes we have to calculate or to find out the location of a place, then why this one set of line is not enough? Why we need another set of line? So let us find out the answer of this question first. So here you can see I have drawn the equator. So now let me point this place and point this on the equatorial equator. Let us give the name of this point is place A and this point is place B. Now you can see the distance between place A and place B is very long. But if we see that what is with the help of the parallel line only, if we try to find out the location of this place, then we will face some problems. What problems? The latitude of these two places are same, 0-degree. As these places are located on the equatorial line, so the latitude of both these places are 0-degree. So if I ask you that what is the location of place A, the answer will be 0-degree. And what is the location of place B, the answer will be 0-degree. Now hearing this answer, you may think or anyone will think that maybe these two places are located together. A and B place may be their neighboring place. But no, you can see here the places have both these places or both these points have a long distance between each other. So that is the reason why one set of line is not enough. We need another set of line. And what is the name of that set of line? That is meridians or lines of longitude. Now how the meridians are drawn? Meridians are drawn from the north to the south pole. From the north pole to the south pole. Now these are the meridians or the lines which are drawn from the north to the south pole. They are called meridians or lines of longitude. Now, how many meridians are there in total? There are 360 meridians. Total 360 meridians are drawn on the surface of the earth. Clear up to this much? Now, next discuss about the meaning of longitude. What is the meaning of longitude? Longitude means when we measure the distance of any place on the east or west of the 0-degree meridian, that distance is called the longitude of that place. Now, what is 0-degree meridian? Let's find out that. Just like in case of parallels, we have a starting parallel, that is 0-degree parallel, which is called equator. Similarly, in case of meridians also, we have one starting meridian or 0-degree meridian. Now, what is the name of that 0-degree meridian? The name of that 0-degree meridian is prime meridian. Prime meridian is the 0-degree meridian or starting meridian. Now, in case of prime meridian, some interesting historical facts are there which we need to know. Here you can see I have written the 0-degree meridian has passes through Greenwich, City of London, where the Royal Observatory Centre of England is located. Now, why we need to indicate this. We need to mention it that the prime meridian has passed through Greenwich. Do we mention about the equatorial line in this way? Do we indicate equatorial line in this way? No. Now, why this need arrows that we need to particularly mention that through which place the prime meridian has passed through? The answer is, in case of parallels, we can easily identify the equatorial line or the equator. The equator we can easily identify. Why? Because the equator is the longest parallel. And this parallel equator have ran through the middle or center of the earth completely. At the complete middle or center of the earth, the equator is drawn. So that is why we can easily identify the equatorial line. But in case of meridians, it is not like that. I have said that there are 360 meridians in total we are having on the earth, and all these 360 meridians, they look same. Okay. When I say that all the meridians look same, what does it mean? It means that, why I said this? I said this because the length of all the meridians are same. The 360 meridians which are drawn on the surface of the earth from north to south pole, all they have the same length. That is why they look same from everywhere. That is the reason why when we talk about the prime meridian or 0 degree meridian, we need to mention it, that from which place the prime meridian has passed through. That is the Greenwich city of London, which is where the Royal Observatory of England is located. Now let's see some more historical information, or a prime meridian has a long history itself. So why and how this prime meridian or Greenwich meridian became the prime meridian of the world, it also has its own journey. The prime meridian also has its own journey. To become the prime meridian, it has passed a journey. So what was that journey? It was taken as the Greenwich meridian. It was taken as the 0 degree meridian in October 1884 at the International Meridian Conference that held at Washington DC. In this year, October 1884, one world conference, international conference was held at Washington DC to decide on the prime meridian, which will be the prime meridian. The reason is I have already said that all the meridians looks like same. That is why it is difficult. Now, why this conference was held? Because before 1884, most of the European countries or major European countries, they used to consider different meridians as the 0 degree meridian. For example, France, it used to consider the Paris meridian as their prime meridian. The meridian which passes through Paris, they consider it as their prime meridian. Germany used to consider Berlin meridian as their prime meridian. Similarly, Denmark used to consider Copenhagen meridian as their prime meridian. So it was a big confusing situation that which one need to be or which one supposed to be considered as the prime meridian. Because for the entire world, one meridian, 0 degree meridian is needed, which need to be fixed or which need to be followed by the whole world. Otherwise, finding out the location of a place will be again problematic. If different countries take different prime meridians, then the locations will be keeps changing, or or we will face difficulties in the finding out the location. So let's now see some history about these two, point 2 and point 3. So the Royal Observatory Center, let me tell you, for this is the extra dose of information. Royal Observatory Center, which is located in Greenwich, it was established in 1675 by the King Charles II of England. And this Greenwich meridian, this meridian was established in 1851 by Sir George Airy. And in 1884, the conference which was held at Washington DC, this conference was called by the then President of US, that is Chester Arthur. He called this conference. And in this conference, total 25 countries attended. And out of these 25 countries, 22 countries voted in favor of Greenwich meridian. Now let me tell you why they voted for Greenwich meridian. Why majority of the countries they stood in favor of Greenwich meridian? The answer is, by the 19th century, during that period, all the long route journeys used to be completed by the sea routes, by the ships. And while the ships used to sail on the seas, they considered most of the ships by that time, by the 19th century, most of the ships, they followed or they considered the Greenwich meridian as their prime meridian. In 1851, the Greenwich meridian was established, but by 1884, when the year 1884 came, until that period, almost majority of the ships they started considering the Greenwich meridian as the prime meridian. Thus, when in 1884 the conference was held to decide on this, most of the countries they voted in favor of Greenwich meridian. So this is about the historical information or history of the prime meridian. Now let's see the next point, that prime meridian or the 0 degree meridian, it divides the earth into two equal parts. Just like equator divides the earth into north and southern hemisphere, similarly prime meridian divides the earth on the eastern and western hemisphere, two equal parts. And the meridian line, the parallel lines are complete circle. All the parallel lines are complete circle. Though my circle is not looking good, but all the parallel lines are complete circle. But the meridian lines, these are semicircular. From east to from north to south pole, these are all semicircular lines. But when we join two meridian lines, two opposite meridian lines, then a complete circle is formed. Otherwise, the meridian lines are semicircular. So now we know that the 0 degree meridian is called as the prime meridian, and it divides the earth into two equal parts, eastern hemisphere and western hemisphere. So now let's see let's know about the other meridians. So after prime meridian, along with prime meridian, there are total 360 meridians have been drawn on the surface of the earth. 180 meridians are drawn on the eastern side and 180 meridians are drawn on the west. On the east hemisphere or east of the prime meridian, there are 180 meridians are drawn, and on the west of the prime meridian, 180 meridians are drawn. Now another interesting fact is there, that the 180 degree east and 180 degree west meridian, these are not two different lines, only one line. And that is the international date line, which we will discuss later in another video. So, we know that prime meridian is the 0 degree meridian, and now we also know that there are total 360 meridian lines are imagined. And all these 360 meridian lines, they are drawn at a distance of 1 degree, just like the parallel. The parallel lines, 181 parallel lines are drawn at a distance of 1 degree. Similarly, the meridian lines are also drawn at a distance of 1 degree. Now, how we can find out this is the 1 degree distance, which is the angular distance between the meridians. How we can find out that? So here you see, I have drawn the prime meridian. Let's take here another meridian, okay, and take it as the 1 degree meridian or 1 degree west meridian. Another one here takes 2 degree west meridian. Both the meridians I am drawing the half part of the meridian to make you understand. So this is the center of the earth. This is make a line and join it with the center. So this is the center of the earth. So from this center, when we draw a line up to the prime meridian and another line we make up to this 1 degree meridian, then the angle which is formed, the measurement of this angle is 1 degree. Similarly, from this same center, when we draw another line and join this 2 degree meridian, then the angle which is formed here, the measurement of this angle is 2 degree. So this is how we calculate or measure the 1 degree distance between the meridians, or angular distance between the meridians. Now, we know about the parallels, that the parallel lines, why these are called, or lines of latitudes, why these are called parallel lines, because all the lines of latitudes have been drawn parallelly to the equator. So they maintain same distance throughout their journey. But in case of meridians, the scenario is different. The meridians do not maintain same distance throughout their journey. First of all, the meridians meridian lines, they run from north to south pole, and these are semicircular. I have already said, when we join two meridian lines opposite on the two opposite meridians, when we join, then they form a complete circle. Otherwise, the meridians are semicircular, running from north to south. And 360 meridians are there, drawn at a distance of 1 degree each, and these semicircular meridians, the distance between two meridians continue to decrease as they move towards the north and south pole. and to the north and south pole, all the meridians meet with each other, and here they becomes 0 degree. All the meridians, you can see I have written here, these are semicircular, meridians are semicircular lines, and the distance between them decreases towards the pole steadily until they become 0 at the poles where they meet. So the meridians to meridian lines, you can see here, it is starting from the north pole to the south pole. Another one is also same, all the meridians start from north pole to south pole, and the distance between them continue to decrease as they move towards the pole, two poles. And here in the two poles, they all the meridians meet with each other and they become 0. Here all the meridians become 0. And I have already said 180 meridian lines have been drawn on the east and 180 on the west. Now another thing which I have mentioned, that the 180 degree east and 180 degree west meridian, or 180 degree east or 180 degree west longitude, these are not two different lines, these are one line. And that line, this 180 degree line, it is also called the international date line. And this line is located just opposite of the prime meridian. So here we are having the prime meridian, and just opposite to prime meridian we are having, this is the 0 degree meridian. This is the 0 degree meridian, and just opposite to 0 degree meridian we are having the 180 meridian. 180 degree meridian, which from the eastern side when we move, we call it as the 180 degree east, and when we move towards the west, we call it as the 180 degree west. But both these 180 degree east and west meridian is one single line. So when I say that there are the 180 degree east and 180 degree west meridian, these are one line, the same line. Then if these two lines are not two different lines, instead of that one single line, then here we are losing one meridian. Then how we have the 360 meridians on the surface of the earth? Let's now calculate that. 180 degree east and west line is same, that is the 180 degree meridian. Now how we are having the 360 meridians? Suppose from the eastern side, let's take, there are, instead of 180 meridians, we are having the 179 meridians. So we are decreasing, subtracting one or decreasing one here on the east. And on the west, we are having 180 meridians. On the east, we are having 1 degree east meridian to 179 degree east meridian. Sorry, that is total 179 meridians. And on the west, let's take, we are having 180 meridians. So starting from 1 degree west to 180 degree west. So total number we are having here 359. One meridian we deducted. Now 0 degree prime meridian or the 0 degree meridian, we need to add that one also. So plus 1, that is the 0 degree meridian. So now how we have the 360 meridians. So though I said that 180 degree east and 180 degree west meridians are one single line, not two different lines, but in this way we got the 360 meridians, adding the 0 degree meridian on the list. So these are about the meridians, 360 meridians we have discussed. About the prime meridian we have discussed. We have also discussed how to measure the distance between them. And another thing need to mention here, that the distance between two meridians used to be found maximum on the equator or on the equatorial region. And all these meridian lines and parallel lines, they intersect each other, which we will discuss now. After this line, we will after this part we will discuss about that. So all the meridians, they have the maximum distance between each other in the equatorial region, and that is almost 111 kilometer, almost 111 kilometer. But as they move towards the polar regions, two poles, their distance continue to decrease. Another fact which we need to know here, that the purposes of meridians, two purposes are solved with the help of meridians. Similarly, two purposes are also solved with the help of parallels. The first purpose is to find out the location in case of parallel, and in case of meridians also we first purpose is solved, that is to find out the location of a place. The second purpose in case of parallels are that to find out the location of to find out the position of the sun on some particular days, which I have already mentioned in my previous video. Now, the second purpose in case of meridians which is sought, that is finding out the time, deciding the time. Okay, on the basis of these meridians, the earth is divided into 24 time zones. In detail about the time zone and as well as the international dateline, we will discuss in another video. Here in this video, we will stick to the concept of finding out the location only. Now, let's see how with the help of parallels and meridians, we can find out the location of a place. So here you can see one globe I have drawn where all the meridians and parallels on this globe, the parallels and meridians have drawn. How much I can cover in this within this space I have drawn, but on the globe, all the 360 meridians and 181 parallels, they intersect each other or they cut each other in this way. When all the 360 meridians, if you can take a globe and if you watch it closely, you can see that all the meridians, 360 meridians and 181 parallels which are drawn on the globe, they cut each other in this way or intersect each other in this way, and thus a network, this kind of one network is formed, and this network is called Earth's grid. The network which is created by intersecting all the parallels and the meridians with each other, the network which is formed, that is called Earth's grid. Now, here in this shape, it is difficult to make you, or it is difficult to explain how we can find out the location of a place. So that is why this grid I have drawn here on this plate, on this flat space I have drawn. So here we can see some lines of latitudes I have drawn and some lines of longitudes I have drawn. So N I have marked here to make you to consider these, as I have considered these latitudes as the L latitudes, and E I have written here to mark these longitude lines, these vertical longitude lines as the eastern longitude. So now you can see here some points I have circled and have given some name A, B, C, D. Now let us see how we can find out the location of these places. This A, B, C, D are the names of 4 places. So how we can find out the location of these places, or what will be the location of these places? So here we can see the place A, this point where the 70 where these the meridian and parallel have been intersected each other, this point. So what will be the location of this point? Here you can see it is lying, this point is lying on the 75 degree N latitude and 35 degree east longitude. So place A, what will be the location of place A? It will be 75 degree north and 35 degree east. So it will be the location of this place, place A. And this figure which is standing here, this is called the coordinates. These are called coordinates of a place. That means the which gives us the location of a particular place. Similarly, what will be the coordinates of place B? Let's see. The place B, it is the point where it is intersecting. The parallel line is 70 degree N latitude and on 40 degree east longitude. So 70 degree N and 40 degree east. So this is the coordinate of this place, place B. Similarly, place C, what will be the location of place C? 60 degree N and this place, this longitude is 40 degree east. Place D, you can see 65 degree N and 50 degree east. So these are the coordinates or location of these places. So now we know the coordinates or location of these places A, B, C and D. So you can see that these A, B, C, D places, all these places are located on the intersecting points. Intersecting points means where one parallel and meridian line intersect each other or cut each other. These points, these cutting points are called, where they cut each other or intersect each other, these are called intersecting points. So here we have found out the location of the intersecting points. A, B, C, D all are intersecting points. Now, is it like that between two intersecting points, the places which are found, they don't have any location, or between two intersecting points, any place or any city or country is not located. Yes, of course it is located. So now let me show you how we can find out the locations of these places, the places which are located between two intersecting points. In case of parallel and meridian lines, the distance is always measured in degrees, minutes and seconds. In my previous video also I have said that it is measured in degrees, minutes and seconds. But in case of parallels, the distance always remains same between the two parallel, always remains same, and throughout the journey. So the journey which is completed by one parallel, which is completed by 181 parallels, throughout their entire journey of these 181 parallels, the distance always remains same between all the parallels. That is 1 degree equal to 111 kilometer, 1 minute equal to 6068 feet, and 1 second equal to 101 feet. But in case of meridians, we know now that the distance is to vary. On the equatorial region, the distance is found maximum. What is that distance? At the equator, remember here I am taking the reference of the equatorial region. Okay, on the equator, the distance between two meridians are found 1 degree equal to 111 kilometer approximate, 1 minute equal to 6068 feet, and 1 second equal to 101 feet. Just like the parallel line, this distance is always found same, or this is the distance which is found between two parallels every time. But in case of meridians, two meridians, this distance is found at the equatorial region or at the equator, on the equator. Means here, if it is the, suppose it is the equator, 0 degree meridian, this one, sorry, 0 degree parallel, this line. So on this equatorial line, the distance between two meridians is found. This is the distance, is this much is found, but on the equator only. But as we move towards the north and south pole, this distance continue to decrease. Okay, so let's take us the reference of equatorial region for our easy understanding. So if we take the reference of equatorial region, let's make here this line as the 0 degree line, 0 degree latitude. This line, let's take it as the 0 degree latitude. So on this 0 degree latitude, now what will be the location of these places where I have made a cross and another Y? This one X and this one Y. So what will be the, these are called coordinates. So what will be the coordinates of place X and place Y? Suppose these place X, it is located from the it is located first of all on the meridian line. It is east of the 40 degree longitude, east of the 40 degree longitude, and on the 0 degree latitude. So the latitude will be here 0 degree. Now from the 40 degree longitude, it is located a little east of the 40 degree longitude. How much? Let's take, suppose it is located 5 minutes and 10 second distance. 5 minutes equal to okay, let's make it 1 minute. My math is not that much good. So 1 minute distance and 5 seconds. 1 minute and 5 seconds. So 1 minute equal to 6068 feet, and 5 seconds equal to 505 feet. So 1 minute and 5 second distance, how we will be writing? 0 degree and 0 degree latitude and 40 degree 1 minute and 5 second east longitude. 0 degree we do not, the parallel line and meridian, prime meridian and equator, sorry, prime meridian and equator, these two lines, we don't denote them with the help of any letter like N or with the letter of S or E or W. Okay, in case of meridians, the meridians which are drawn on the eastern hemisphere, we always denote them with the letter E, east meridian with E, and the meridians which are drawn on the west, we denote them with the help of W, that means west. But prime meridian and equator, these two lines we always denote with 0 degree. When we say 0 degree, we understand that it is about the if I say 0 degree latitude, that means we will talking about the equator, and if we say 0 degree meridian, then that means we denoting the 0 degree prime meridian. So this will be the location of the place X. 0 degree latitude and 40 degree 1 minute and 5 second east longitude. Similarly, the place of y. The place of y, place y, suppose it is located on just on the middle of between these two intersecting points, and the distance here it is 5 minutes. So what will be the coordinates? 0 degree, and it is located where? 30 degree longitude, east of 30 degree longitude. How much east? How much distance? 5 minutes and suppose 10 seconds east. So these are 5 minutes in case of parallels and meridians. When we mention minute and second, the distance in minute and second, then we make this symbol. We use this symbol, looks like a comma. Like we use the inverted comma or apostrophe, we use just like that. We use this type of, looks like that, but it doesn't mean inverted comma or apostrophe. It doesn't mean that. It means that this 1 mark is mean minute and 2 marks means second. So this will be the coordinates of place X and place Y, and it is this way how we locate or find out the locations of every places on the surface of the earth. And these figures, the figures which you are standing here, these are called the coordinates of a place. So I hope now you will be able to understand the concept of locating a place on the surface of the earth, and the parallels and meridians. I have tried to cover all the possible, and I have tried to answer all the possible queries and questions which may comes to your mind in case of regarding parallels and meridians. So please do watch the video, and I have already mentioned in the beginning of this video that another video I have made on this topic, and the link I will provide in the description box. So please do watch both the videos so that you can understand better. If you skip one video, then the other one, just watching any one video, you will not be able to understand the whole thing. So if you like the video, then please do press the like button and share it with your friends and subscribe the channel. Thank you, and we will see you again in our next video with another topic or new topic.